Doing great. Today I'm so honored to do the first live. Number one, I'm happy because this is our first live. I've never done a live before. And for those who are joining, keep coming. We already have 3 guests in the room. So keep coming. You can use the live chat and comment on the questions you have on the different aspect that you wish to engage in with us. We will use that to help us all be on the same page. But basically, today's video or today's live is going to engage a guest, and she's going to take us through a very interesting bit that is recruitment for the USA, and she will teach us more about how the training for NCLEX is done, how to prepare, and how to actually contact them. And those who are joining this channel for the first time and they have never known what we do, this is Medical Academy by Miss Winnie Barawa. In here, we do lessons, we do interviews with experts, and also we host lectures pertaining to nursing, healthcare, and generally the medical field. You can explore our different playlists and see the areas that you really wish to, learn more about. But in today's segment, also let me know if this segment is enjoyable so that we can be hosting like every weekend, a time like now on Saturdays, a guest and different topics pertaining healthcare and nursing. So without much further ado, I want to invite our guest so that she can introduce herself, how you can contact her agency, the questions you have. Like I said, keep using the chat because I'll be directing the questions to her. So this is a 1-hour segment. So take advantage of each and every time that we are together here. So back to you, my friend. You can take the floor and introduce yourself and your name. And you'll be welcoming the questions and feel free to guide us and direct us in each and every important information that you have for us. Karibu sana. Back to you, Ashley. So hello, Ashley. Are you able to get us? So let's give Ashley some time. She set herself up. But like I said, this is our first live. So guys, you can share with your friends so that they can be joining this live. And as Ashley comes back, you can comment on our chat there. Do you think this segment is important? Like, should we do more lives and engage more experts, especially in the migration area? I believe many people are moving out of the country, especially nurses, and they go to different continents like Europe, USA, which is like I think the commonest one of where most people prefer. There's also UK. So do you wish we do such a segment specifically for overseas nursing so that if you have interest in such an area, then you can be asking us questions, we can guide you on how to ask the questions, which people to contact. So I see Ashley has dropped off. You can give us some time, she comes back. But in this segment, just ask me some questions as we prepare for Ashley to come back. Do you have any questions that are very important for you so that we can ask our guests? But so you know, this segment is about how you can be a member of the USA nursing fraternity if you're interested in that. And Ashley will take us through that area, or rather, our guest for the day will take us through that segment. So I'm welcoming any question, any guest. You can introduce yourself, who you are. It's good to know each other. Some of us have never met face to face, but I've been following this channel so much faithfully, or like every video you've been watching, and I'll be so glad to know who is on this platform. So you can comment like, where are you watching from? Do you enjoy our content? Are there specific questions you would like to ask? So yes, let me know. Let me know, where are you watching from? Where are you? I see we have 2 guests that are still with us. So let us know where you're watching from. Thank you, Ashley, for coming back. We are so sorry.
I'm
I
so
hope the
sorry, but the internet is not very stable where I'm at, so I'm gonna keep apologizing to you guys.
we want
But
somehow.
yeah, I apologize
Okay.
tremendously. Uh, I'm Asli. I'm the director of missions at Ready Care Staffing, which is a staffing and recruitment agency for nurses going to the USA.
Mhm.
But our main focus at our location here in Nairobi is to train nurses for the NCLEX, to ensure that the nurses pass the NCLEX because that's one of the requirements to go to the States. So we do a 6-week training course, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays between the hours of 9 to 12. Um, and the training course is very, you need to put in your work basically for us to ensure that you get a good score for the nursing. I don't know if you guys know, but nursing, the NCLEX is now offered here in Nairobi, and it's because of our company that was brought into Nairobi. Before, people used to go to South Africa or India, but now we're offering it in Westlands in Nairobi. So one of the main issues that nurses going abroad are having is that everybody is knowledgeable. Obviously, they're registered nurses with their license. It's just that the U.S. are looking for critical thinkers as nurses, and that's one of the main issues that we're having over there. So part of the recruitment also is to train nurses the way we train them in the U.S.
Perfect. So, Ashley, to begin off the conversation, so that those who are not here could catch up with us, let's begin it simply like, so here we have nurses in Kenya, well trained, someone really wants to go to the US. What are the starting moments? I have graduated, or I am still in school, but I'm interested in this transition from being a Kenyan nurse into an overseas nurse, specifically to the US. What is the first step for this nurse? And I also
Okay.
heard you mentioning NCLEX. There could be someone who doesn't know what NCLEX is. Maybe you can expound what NCLEX means first in full.
Okay. Well, NCLEX is the nursing board exam that all people who studied nursing have to take to work in the U.S. And also from U.S. nurses also have to pass this exam for them to get registered as licensed nurses. And it's an exam given to everybody that wants to work in hospitals, retirement homes, community homes, and all that stuff. Um, the one of the requirements that we here at ReadyCare require is that you have to be a registered nurse in Kenya. So you have to have a license in Kenya for you to take any of our courses. However,
Okay.
if you're willing to take the classes just to prep yourself, we're also willing to work with you on that. But for us to start the recruitment process and the visa processing and all that stuff, you have to be a registered nurse. So you have to
Yeah.
get your license in Kenya, the first and foremost. The other process is that whether you work with our agency or you with other agency, there's a credential evaluation services that have to check your credentials to make sure that you have the correct credentials, and that's it's called CGFNS in short. CGFNS is a different entity. It's not our company, but it's a different entity that does verification of your credentials. Uh, all nurses have to go through that. Everybody that wants to go to the US have to go through that. They verify your credentials. Then after they verify your credentials, you pick the state that you're going to. For us, it's Minnesota. So the state that of Minnesota, they're going to pick Minnesota. Minnesota gives them the approval to test, which is the ATT. The ATT is what you need for you to go into the Westlands office for NCLEX and show them that you have the ATT to get tested for the NCLEX. And then you
Okay.
take that test. Once you pass the
Wow.
test, then we at ReadyCare can recruit you as well, because we have US providers that work with us that is recruiting nurses, and that process is also another process. And unfortunately, our vice president of the company is not on here, but she's more in detail about the recruitment part of the aspect.
Okay. So in summary, it basically means graduate fast, okay? Get your license in Kenya that shows you have been licensed as a nurse to practice in Kenya. And then you
Yes.
can now begin the process with ReadyCare to do for the NCLEX exam. Basically, this is the exam that anyone who wants to go to the US has to do it. So
Yes.
the other bit, maybe I would like to ask and get clarification for other people who are interested. Let's say, do you need any experience for someone to begin this NCLEX? Because you find someone is still in college, maybe they are in third year, they are in fourth year, they might do their nursing exam like in 1 month or 2 months, and they're really, really interested to start this NCLEX journey early. So does it allow one to prep for NCLEX months before they graduate, or you have to graduate compulsory before you start the journey? So I see Ashley has dropped off a little. As I said, if you're joining us, we are asking you, tell us where you're joining us from. I see Winnie Zame is saying, I'm watching you from Mariakani, active member, following all the program. Thank you so much. I'm so honored that you do all this. So let's know, guys, where are you coming from? Do you have a specific question that you wish Ashley to respond to? For those who are joining us in the middle, we are in an interview with Ready Care Staffing Africa. It's an agency that works with nurses in Kenya who wish to relocate or seek employment in the USA. And in this USA, they've specified to us that they specifically offer employment in Minnesota. For those who are in the US, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing, but it says they are recruiting for Minnesota. But the best part that they do is they are helping you. Number one, they were going to help you after you have done your NCK, that is Nursing Council of Kenya exam, and you've gotten your license. Like now you are being recognized that you are actually part and parcel of the nursing fraternity in Kenya. So with that, then you can go to Redicare and they will help you prepare for the NCLEX. And so you will sit for this NCLEX exam and they will guide you through with the training and how to help you get an agency in the USA that can give you the employment to be in Minnesota. When she comes back, we can ask if they have other options of other states, because the USA is it's a huge continent, so it has different states. Now, let me go back to the other comments. I see people are commenting. Nicole is saying, hello, I'm watching from Portrees. Good job. Thank you so much, Nicole, for being with us. And Winnie is asking, how much am I supposed to pay for the exam? So you can ask Ashley once she comes back on this again. This is a good question. So guys, let's keep the questions going. And I also ask another question and I say, do you think we should do this segment oftenly? Like get different guests who can help us like understand how this nursing works, or the nursing movements from one continent to another works. Because you realize sometimes you really wish to work in another continent, but you have no idea. We want to bring this guest who can help us like understand the different requirements. For example, if you want to move to Australia, I mean, how are you supposed to go about it? Is it different from going to the USA? Which exam do they do? What are the basic steps? If you want to go to the UK, for instance, how do you go about it? There's also Canada. There's the case of UAE, the United Arabs. So how do we go about all this? So let me know, guys, on again. Is this something you would like us to explore more, or and how often should you conduct it? So I'm waiting for your responses pertaining this. Ashley is coming back. So for the time being, as Ashley comes back, I'm waiting for the comment on this segment. Do you enjoy it? Should you do it more oftenly, targeting different continents? Ashley, welcome back. We are so sorry. I know sometimes when it rains, the internet doesn't work well, but karibu tena. So we had several questions while you were away. So one of the questions is on the chat, and one of the guests asks, how much am I supposed to pay for the NCLEX exam, or how much do you charge for the NCLEX exam? Like you said, your office is in Westlands, and previously nurses were supposed to travel to South Africa to do the NCLEX exam. But luckily now we have a center in Nairobi in Westlands, where luckily Ready Care Africa are located there. So Ashley, welcome back. I'm so sorry for your internet. So Ashley, welcome back. And we are being asked, how much am I supposed to pay for the exam? How much am I supposed to pay for the exam? Nicole is telling us, yes, inviting other guests is a good idea. Thank you so much for reaffirming there. Faith Wanjiko is asking, which IELTS test is required for US, and at what point do we do the test? So thank you again. We really apologize for our guests. Seems the location today is not favoring us, but let's keep it up. So guys, let's bring the question so that when she comes back, we get the best answers for this session. But I really appreciate those who are joining. You are really giving me affirmation. I've never done a test, a live, so this is my first one, and it will give me the excitement to go for more and more. And I find it actually more interesting to do it. So Ashley, I hope you are back and we can pick up. Yes, can you hear us? Yes, Ashley, come along. Okay. So guys, let me see what's up with Ashley so that we can be on the same page with her. I see her internet is a little bit stuck. So members, asanteni for coming. I'm so excited, members, honestly. It's only that the internet is not really favoring us for this segment. But let's hope Ashley comes back on time. Okay, for the time being, guys, let's have a good chat. Like I said, can we have enough questions so that when she comes back and when her internet is really stable, we get to have a good section. The first question where someone is asking, how much am I supposed to pay for the exam? And again, that's a very good question. Faith is saying which IELTS test is required for us and at what point do we do the test? And Winnie is saying, is certificate in nursing eligible for becoming an abroad nurse? Nice. I think this should all be sorted and answered. So about this segment, it was actually inspired by one of us. And for those who are new to this channel works with medics or people who are specialized in the medical field. So we do lectures, we do interviews, and we do lectures pertaining healthcare. We've been doing a lot of content on nursing, but if you wish us to explore other segments, you can also tell us in the chat. So Ashley, karibu tena, we are back and we appreciate that you're able to set yourself up. So questions that were coming along, and one of it, they asked us, let me get that question clearly. The first one was saying, how much am I supposed to pay for the NCLEX? So what is the price for the NCLEX?
Um,
Okay. Okay. So that's approximately 35,000 on the lowest.
I'm not going to give you the prices in.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. And how long does the NCLEX training take? So if someone wants to start the training for NCLEX, how long is it going to take?
So our NCLEX training is 6 weeks. It's on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 12 p.m. So it's a 6-week.
Okay. Virtual or it's a physical session?
It is physical, completely physical. But if you want online, I need to have enough students that are interested in it for us to make an online class. But at the moment, I don't have enough that are willing to do online. And we need approximately 5 students to start an online class, but it's a physical class. We are on our second cohort. We already finished our first cohort last week. Our second cohort just started this week. I'm sorry, the 2 weeks before, and our second cohort just started this past week. And our next cohort starts August 26th.
Perfect. So I like the fact that you said you need only 5 students for you to begin the NCLEX class. Now, I don't
For
want to
the
sound
online.
Kenyan. The online class, yes. I don't want to sound
Yes,
Kenyan, but I like to, to talk on behalf of my people. So if you get
absolutely.
5 people who wants to be online, will the price go down or it will just remain at the same rate?
The price stays the same.
Oh,
Unfortunately, the price stays the same.
and
God
for me,
willingly, inshallah, when our
yes.
company is more established here in Kenya, we might waive the fee. But for the time being, we just started. We've had our company in the Minnesota for almost 20 years now. We have now Nairobi, and then we also have Kampala, Uganda, and eventually we're gonna open one in Kigali, Rwanda. Once we get more established in East Africa, then we'll start waiving the fee completely, and then having you pay later. But at this time, right now, we cannot waive the fee. But we do have payment options. We do
Ah,
have
nice.
payment plan options, but the payment plan options is only for our training. So I cannot give a payment for NCLEX or a payment option for CGFNS to get verified, or even IELTS for the English placement test.
Ah, okay. So while you are
Okay.
away, there were a few questions that we asked the members to float around, and there's another one I want to ask. Faith is asking, which IELTS test is required for the US, and at what point do we have to do this test?
Okay. Majority of the states in the United States accept TOEFL and also IELTS. The IELTS test score has to be 6.5 overall score, but with the speaking being at 7.0.
Okay, that sounds great. So I hope, Faith, that has been answered. She's asking, at what point do they do the IELTS test? After NCLEX, or can they be done at the same time?
They could do it anytime. The IELTS is good for 2 years. So they could do
Uh-huh.
it anytime before the NCLEX. They could do it while they're prepping for their NCLEX, as long as they know they need to input it in the CGFNS for them to verify as well, because IELTS has to also be verified. And
Wow.
certain states need make sure that you have to have it verified for them to give you the green light to go for the ATT.
Perfect. So keeping up with the questions, someone is asking, is certificate in nursing eligible to become an abroad nurse, specifically in the US now that you deal with the US? Or what caliber of nurses do Ready Care work with? Because nursing in Kenya, we have certificate, diploma, degree, master's, all the way to PhD.
Okay, so that's a very good question. We asked that. So I want to be as nice as I can with this. Even though certificate is it's still a certificate. Unfortunately, the 2 year certificate will not go through. So we need at least a diploma or a bachelor's of science in these of nursing. So we are having issues where CGFNS does not approve certain certificates. So even for certificates in Uganda is actually, I think, 3 years or so, and a certificate in Kenya is only 2 years. So the Uganda students has a better chance of getting verified and getting their credentials approved than the ones in Kenya. So it's something that I'm working on actually. But between a diploma, a degree, and a certificate, diploma and degree is the way to go. Uh oh.
Yeah, sorry. There's a question I was trying to ask. So someone else is asking, how much is the NCLEX training? So Ashley asked to already touched on this, and she said this is around $350. Now, the other bit that Ashley, I would like us to take us through more about the NCLEX exam is that there's aspect that comes around when it comes to the recruitment with different countries.
Yeah.
For Kenya, some places when you go there, you'll have to like train registered as a nurse. What is the journey like for this Kenyan nurse who has moved from Kenya and they are now in the USA. Are there other requirements they will need to do while there, or once everything is done in Kenya, they're just settling in the USA?
Okay. Winnie, I just wanted to clarify something before I answer that question. Our training is not 350 bucks. The question that was asked was how much the NCLEX is. So I just want to clarify that our training is not $350. That's only the NCLEX exam by itself.
You at some time.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I lost you at some time.
I
No, I
was
lost you at some moment.
Okay, I was trying to clarify the training. The training is not the NCLEX. Somebody asked about the NCLEX exam fee, but I did not answer the question
Okay.
about our training fee. So I just wanted to clarify. The
Okay.
NCLEX exam is $350, but that's NCLEX exam. But our fee is actually $2,200 for the training
For
for the
the
NCLEX.
okay. So there are
Yeah.
different prices for the different trainings.
No, so I want to make sure that you understood. So our office only deals with training for the NCLEX. I'm answering the question when it comes to people asking about the NCLEX because I need to notify them about the NCLEX as well. But our training is to train people to take the NCLEX and to make sure that they pass the NCLEX. Okay, but
Okay.
the test for the NCLEX has nothing to do with us. That's something that is given by the Pearson View office in the Westlands, and that's because USA needs you to take that NCLEX exam. That fee is different from what from our training fee. That's not training fee. That's the
Oh,
test that you have to take.
okay. I got it. I got it. That's more clear now. All right. Now, MedFax is saying, can I enroll for NCLEX course immediately I finish NCK exam, or is working experience needed? So this is now the case where we are saying we have a student who's just finished their coursework, they have done their NCK exam, and they wish to enroll for NCK. Do they need any experience?
Okay, so they're welcome to join our training class. That's no problem because we're training for NCLEX and we want to ensure you that you pass the NCLEX. But also, state-wise is different for each state. Each state has a different verification and different list of what you need for you to take for you to be able to join their state, right? So it depends
Yeah.
on which state you choose, and basically there's different things listed for each state. So I
Wow.
cannot answer
So,
for each state because there's 50 states with different qualifications.
all right, that's interesting. So, Ashley, I really, really appreciate each and every details that you're giving us. And at this level, I'll wish to give the floor back to you because we were addressing the question about in details so that someone understands what am I preparing for, which content am I going to take myself through.
I'm sorry, what was your question? You got a little bit cut off.
Yeah, I was saying for the next bit, we would like you to tell us in details what does the NCLEX course entail? Because everybody hears NCLEX, but they don't know what does it entail to be in that course. Is it nursing, anatomy and physiology? What are on this NCLEX course contents?
It's every single thing that you studied to become a registered nurse, and it's just in review form, from fluids and electrolytes to uh, mental health, and like everything that you took as a registered nurse to get your registered nursing is just a review course which is
Mhm.
why I always insist, and I want everybody to know that that's why we only take registered nurses and nurses that have the license in Kenya for you to take this course, because the NCLEX exam is just basically everything that you already know, but it's just review.
Okay, so it's a revision kind of a process till you are able to do the exam.
Yes.
Okay. I appreciate that. So members, I can welcome other questions so that I can hear what you have in your mind. So like I said, this is a segment that looks into welcoming expert and guests who are handling issues about nurses in overseas, and how you as a nurse who is in Kenya or in another country wishes to join to be part of the USA, nurse registered nurses. So for Ready Care, they do the training. So they help you with the NCLEX training, and they have explained to us that NCLEX is the exam you do for you to be registered as a nurse in the USA, or like to get a license for you to be recognized as a nurse in the USA. And to recap on what Ashley has done, I said again, this course is not like compiled of different things. It's just what you've been doing as a nurse, but they're realigning you to the standards of the USA, so that when you go this exam, you'll be ready enough to understand what the USA practice is all about. All right, I
Yes,
want to
correct.
get other question. I want to get another question. Alice is saying, how long for the NCLEX training? I think Ashley will still have to repeat, because the other people who are still joining in, they are a bit new.
No problem. No problem.
So thank
The
you.
NCLEX is 6 weeks.
Mhm.
6
It's 6
weeks
weeks.
physical training, Monday, Wednesday, Friday between 9 and 12 p.m.
All right, great. So I hope, Alice, you got your answers there. 8 to 9 p.m. I hope I got it right.
9 to 12 p.m.
9 to
9
12
a.m.
p.m. Ah, great. All right, there's a client here,
and
ready
and
care.
we don't do we don't do Kenyan time.
Okay, Kenyan time. All right.
No
Sophia
Kenyan
is
time.
saying,
No.
where do I start? Sophia is saying, where do I start now? I want to work abroad, and I am an enrolled nurse. I told you, Sophia. Ashley, people wants to work abroad, but now there's an enrolled nurse here. What can she do to get this journey started? Let's get your advice
Um,
from your end.
enrolled nurse meaning that she's still in school.
She's a certificate nurse.
Yeah,
Sophia, are you a certificate nurse? Sorry.
I I need to, before I even answer that, I really need to be clear that I have to get approval from corporate office to make sure that I answer the question correctly. But at this time right now, it's only registered nurses that have the diploma or the degree. Uh, instead, I really cannot say certified nurse for the moment, because
Okay, so
if
Sophia.
you go through the process and then you get disapproved by the CGFNS, which also CGFNS has nothing to do with us, and then let's say you're taking our classes, and then CGFNS does not approve you, you just wasted $485 paying CGFNS to verify your credentials, and they tell you that you still need more classes, you still need more labs, you still like you understand. So I really cannot, I really cannot say that we take certificates only. I have to make sure that you know that it's diploma or degree.
Okay. Thank you so much for that clarification. So, Sophia, I hope your question has been answered, that for now, they are only taking diploma nurses and above. But if you're enrolled nurse in Kenya, there's a chance for you to upgrade your degree, to upgrade your certificate into into a diploma. And on that, Sophie, on that, Ashley, do you take the upgrading nurses? Because remember, there's a nurse who was enrolled nurse, she did certificate, and now she's doing a diploma. Do you also take that level, the ones who have upgraded, or you want pure diplomas and pure degrees?
So I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, like I said before, but like I said, we are a very new company here in Nairobi, but eventually we're trying to become a nursing school. But for the moment, right now, we are still just the training for NCLEX. So I cannot answer that question at this time. But hopefully in the future, yes, we will take the certificate holders and upgrade them to diploma or degree status. But for right now, it's not possible for me to answer.
Okay, thank you for your honesty. I like that they're actually very honest to the answers, which is very important. Then you have another person who is saying, do you assist with connecting nurses with jobs in the USA? Or is it the
Absolutely.
NCLEX only?
No, absolutely. Like I said, what if you decide to take the training with us? and you pass the NCLEX, we set you up with interviews with our providers in the US because, like I said, we have a lot of providers in the US that are looking for nurses. After you pass the NCLEX and you pass the interview, then we start your visa processing. Yes, we do connect you with jobs in the USA.
Thank you so much, Dat. There's another one. Hamza Adan is saying, joining from Nairobi, and thank you for this opportunity. After the training here in Kenya, do we need to do classes in the USA or we directly just go and start working?
You directly go and start working.
Okay, awesome. So, Adan, I think you can prepare your passport and your visa and get to talk with Ashley after this. Then we have Mudeu. Mudeu is saying, being in the new country, you will
After
automatically
you pass your NCLEX, of course. The NCLEX you have to pass.
Okay, Hamza, there's an exam there, so you have to pass the
The
NCLEX.
NCLEX you
So,
have to pass, and I think majority of the nurses know that you have to pass the NCLEX for you to start any of the process because I mean it's needed over there, so you cannot get away from not taking the NCLEX exam.
okay, thank you so much. Then we have Mudeu. Mudeu is saying, being in a new country, you will automatically experience culture shock. So, how do you help the new nurses in this country to settle down and avoid any form of culture shock? Do you help with saying, or how do you do
I
it?
I truly appreciate that question, and like I said, I wish Deka was also on the call because she takes care of the recruitment aspect of our office. Uh, yes, there is the we help with the resettling, but I I don't want to say exactly what we do because, like I said, Deka, this is her field right here, and we could have gone over it more.
Okay, thank you. So we should invite Daka next time kindly because you can see there are
Yes.
people who wants to really understand that side so that they can enjoy being in the USA. But I think it's very cold, is it? Just asking on the weather issues.
Oh, the weather. Oh, it depends on which state you
Yeah.
live in. But yes, we are working with Minnesota, and yes, it gets cold.
It gets cold. Okay, thank you so much. So, guys, I am enjoying your questions, and we had asked before those who are joining late. Do you think we should keep on doing this segment, being our first one? Should we be welcoming different agencies and different nurses who are working in different continents to tell us how their experience is, so that you can be able to ask different questions, how you wish to be part of such a fraternity, and where to start from. So, actually, we can go to the second bit. You told us that NCLEX takes 6 weeks. And the NCLEX course is simply a revision of literally a summary of what the nursing course has been for this nurse for the time they were
Training. To
in.
be clear,
Yes, training.
the training for the NCLEX takes 6 weeks.
Yes, 6 weeks. So that's what I'm emphasizing in. But now let's understand the other logistics. And by other logistics here, I will wish to understand what are the other costs that the nurse needs to prepare for. Because yes, there's the NCLEX exam, which I will do. Praying God I pass, and now I'm ready to do all this process of recruitment to the USA. What are the other related costs apart from the NCLEX exam cost and the NCLEX training course?
Okay, good question. Very good question.
Yeah.
So the seat where verified that place costs $400, and then the English placement test, and that depends.
Okay, Ashley, I'm losing you a bit. So you
It's
can start with the English course. We lost you at the English course.
So the English course, it depends on take it with.
Mm-hmm.
So the price is very
very
very,
very,
and so it could be $290. Some people are again institution with on them.
Okay. Mm-hmm. A little bit breaking, and then the NX. Hello, Ashley. Are you with us? I think Ashley is breaking again. But guys, I hope you're enjoying the segment. We are almost in the last part of this segment. It's an 1 hour segment. And I will keep welcoming us to bring on the questions because at least today that will help us guide and tell us best answers to this. So Sophia again is asking, what are some of the challenges? What are some of the challenges that we can face while working abroad? And manages visa requirement, cost of the price, accommodation, what of medical cover do you provide? Oh, Sophia, I'm trying to get your questions clearly. So just allow me to refresh. So thank you, Ashley. You're bringing evidence-based answers. So let me rephrase the questions. So the previous question, which you could not get the answers clearly, was on the cost. So you mentioned English and NCLEX. So are there other costs that we need to at least notify the nurse? And then there's another question coming in. What are the visa requirements? Are there any preparation for that? The cost of flight, accommodation requirements, medical cover. Basically, they want to understand how does Redicare prepare the nurse for all this?
So again, that's a recruitment question, and I rather Defa answer that. Inshallah, for good willing, we get her on this call one day. But I don't want to answer the recruitment. So I don't answer it correctly.
Okay, thank you. So guys, we will be preparing for the recruitment department. So for those who are coming in, this is the training department. That is where Ashley works, and that is her main department, preparing members or nurses for the NCLEX exam. But there's a different department for recruitment, and she's asking us, we allow that department to come in our next live so that they can adequately give us answers. So be patient. We are on a journey, and guys, you've already agreed with us that we do this every weekend to cover both the overseas nurse. So Mudeu again is asking, if I go to the USA, will I have a chance to upgrade my level of education, like from being a diploma nurse to a degree nurse? And which model do they use? Is it part-time or is it full-time training?
I do not know that answer to the question, but I'll find out for you.
Okay, Ashley, again, back to you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So for Mudeo, she may not have a clear answer on that. Again, that is on recruitment, guys. Let's ask about the NCLEX. Medfast is asking an NCLEX question, and she is saying, does NCLEX certificate expire at some point, or is it a forever certificate?
NCLEX should be forever. I don't need to take 10. So it also verifies question. I think it's NCLEX. Once you take it.
Okay, thank you. So the NCLEX Medfact, it's a forever certificate. You do not have to redo it again, but there's a certificate that was said it expires after 2 years, and that is the language certificate. So if you do the language exam after 2 years, if you've not succeeded to go to the US, you'll have to repeat that exam. So the NCLEX, once you pass, it's one and go, it's already done. So guys, I see we are in the last bit of our session, guys, and so I can open the floor so that we can allow all of us to just flow in with our last questions before the segment ends. So guys, do we have any other questions before it ends? Anyone with a question, you can post it in the chat. And if you have further questions, guys, we will keep having this segment together so that we can handle different bits of the nursing, basically in the overseas segment, exploring the different bits of the nursing world. And now let me ask a last question to Ashley in the recruitment department. So here we have the nurse. She has aspired to work. We know that in Kenya, the retirement age for nurses is 65 years old. And some countries, they maybe restrict you that if you are 40 years, you're 50 years, you may not be able to be recruited to join the nursing in those continents. So does the US have such a limitation? There's a nurse maybe who is 40 and wants to join the USA overseas. What are the age requirements to do the NCLEX exam?
There's
We lost your voice, Ashley. Can't hear you. Yes, check that you are not muted. Check your mic that you're not muted.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There is
There is
no age
there is no
requirement.
age requirement.
Okay. So you have seen, even if you are 50 years, you can join and be part of the family.
There's
So
somebody
what are
There's
the
somebody
asked me
if
if they could retire.
they could retire.
yeah,
in
can
the
they
US.
retire? That's
In
the
the
other part. Or once you go in, you are forever in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then another question is asking again. Sharif is saying, how many days for NCLEX exam, and is it online or is it physical? So you can also talk about the exam for NCLEX. Is it online or is it a physical exam? I think physical exam here, they mean the paperwork. Do you write it down or is it an electronic exam?
The NCLEX exam is only 1 day, and it's a physical exam, but you do take it online. But if you have any more questions of the NCLEX itself, you have to talk to Pearson VUE, the ones that offer the test.
Okay, great. Thank you. Alice again is back. She's asking, does the training consist of questions that are asked in the NCLEX exam, or is it just theory? Do you practice the questions? I think that's what you're saying.
100% of the
100%
questions come
of
from.
the questions come from.
Okay, thank you. So you don't have to worry, Alice. She will literally train you on how to answer the NCLEX exam. Then Sophia again, she's asking, I'm requesting if she can push the company to be taking the nurses who have upgraded from certificate to diploma kindly. So they wish you to consider the certificate levels who have upgraded to diploma levels.
We're working on that. I
We're
promise
working
you.
on that. I promise you.
Okay, Cyrus is here again. She's asking, he's asking, okay, he's removed his question. So guys, the hour is almost up. We are 10 minutes to go. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. And as you have heard, Ashley has actually told us that through Redicare, you do not have to have any age limit as a nurse. You can go in with any age that you are in, provided you are registered and you have a license as a nurse. So you can join their agency to be prepared for the exams so that you also can know how to take the NCLEX exam. There are, of course, other requirements that Redicare may not be able to cater for you, like the language exam. They do not do that. But after the NCLEX that you have passed and you have met the visa requirements and other needed requirements, they can help you with placement and recruitment in the USA. Please remember, Redicare offers placements in Minnesota State. I hope that's correct, Ashley.
Yes.
So
correct.
they offer placements in Minnesota and not in any other state at the moment. So remember, the USA, we've been told it has 50 states. So it can have different states that there are different states in the USA. So you need to know if you're going through Redicare, then you'll be going in for the Minnesota state. All right, back again. I'm saying this so that we get people to ask more questions. We are being asked, kindly give us your contacts, Ashley. So what are your
Absolutely.
contacts so that they can contact you? Yes.
Yes, sure.
Yes,
So we're
sure. So
located in Cape Office
located in
Park
Cape Office Park
on Ring Road,
on
Kilimani,
Ring Road, Kilimani,
Okay.
and we're on the fourth
and we're on the
floor.
4th floor.
So you can repeat, Ashley, so that they can jot down, or we will pin it on the chat so that they can get to see it all the time they visit the live. So we can have the contacts pinned down on the chat so that they can be able to access it at any given moment when they are actually coming to view the live later on, or if they wish to revisit. But at this juncture, I want to appreciate each and every person who has been part of the live and they wish to learn more about the USA and the Redicare and how they can be part of the USA family, specific Minnesota. Please, guys, take their contact so that you can reach them out in case you're stranded and you want to do your NCLEX. I see we had almost 40 nurses coming in for this live. I believe others came in and dropped down, but I appreciate those who were with us all the way to the end for the engagement, for the questions. And at this point, I really, really enjoyed being your company online. Hoping to meet you guys again next week as we bring more guests to talk to us about overseas nurses. And someone is actually saying, okay, I hope next time the network will be very good and I will be on our favor. Unfortunately, we are breaking. We apologize, guys. It's our first live. Yeah, we were also live.
I'll
Yeah, so I really, really appreciate. So at this moment, I want to welcome Ashley to give us any other comments or any other information that she wishes us to have before we call it a day. So Ashley, you can have the floor for the closure moments.
I really appreciate the time that you've given for the questions that I was not able to answer. I promise you I will get back to you on those. I will try to get Becca on the next call, and I'm looking actually forward to having you again.
All right, so you've had that. So Ashley basically will be back here again for those who still wishes to understand more on how to go about it. But if you've not been able to have some of the questions, please, you can go through over and over through the live. We will upload it so that you can understand more about them and ask further questions, which I'll also be able to refer. We shall pin their contact so that you can be able to call them and contact them or email ReadyCare so that you can ask further questions or learn how to enroll for the course. There's a course that is already ongoing, and there's also giving them an online option. So if you can get 5 of you, join together and enroll for the NCLEX training, then you can be done an online course so that you don't have to go for the physical training in Nairobi. So up to there, guys, I appreciate you so much. And being at the end of our hours, I say thank you and let's meet in the next weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye, guys.